Hi everyone, it's Agnes Vivarelli, and today I'm interviewing a very special lady that I have had a lot of contact with over the last year or two, and today I've asked her to come on because I think she's very special and we're just going to have a chat. So welcome, and I'm going to let you introduce yourself because that's how I'm going to do it.
Hi guys, this is Deborah here. Most of you probably know me as Dee. So yeah, you can call me Deborah or Dee, whichever works best. But it's Deborah. Hi.
Or I'm going to say Dee, Area C, because a lot of people will have seen you in the threads commenting under your YouTube alias name too.
Yeah. So Area C also, even though coming into the new year, that's the name that's going to be totally like vanished.
Yep. We've got new beginnings happening, new beginnings.
New beginnings, a lot of fun stuff. I'm excited about 2018. It's actually one of the first years that coming into the new year, I feel really, 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 really excited. And I can't wait. So I'm hyped.
Excellent. It's good to hear that, because I get a lot of emails from people that aren't excited. They're in fear and about all sorts of, I didn't succeed with this and here's another year and I didn't achieve that and I'm still not, and a whole long list of don't wants. So to hear that's wonderful. And that brings me back to why I asked you to come on, because I think from many conversations, whether it's me coaching people or emails or whatever with the viewers on the channel, you have one of the best states of self-love that I have come across. And that's specifically why I wanted to come on and have a chat with me, because I think that is the absolute basis of what we are here on the planet for, not just to attract a specific person, which is why 98% of the people come to my channel. But if you can get this basic building block, then it changes everything that you manifest. It's a relationship or your money or a job or anything. So I'm really happy for you to share, Dee, wherever you want to start in your journey, where you were, where you learned, where you're at. So you go for it.
I was a hot mess. Years ago, it was just really, really bad. I was just nowhere where I wanted to be in terms of my personal life, in terms of my professional life. Just everything that you could think about was just a hot mess. And it took, Abraham Hicks talks a lot about contrast, and it took contrast for me to really sort of man up. It took a lot of that for me to man up, woman up, whatever you want to say, just to look myself in the mirror and go, that's not who you want to be, and really reevaluate myself. Like, no one can check you like the way you can check you. So it took a lot of work for me to look myself in the mirror and figure out who I wanted to be. Who do I want my legacy to be? When people hear my name, what thoughts come to mind? When I'm around people, how do they feel about me? That's important, because then it says a lot about how I feel about myself, because everything is a mirror, is a reflection. So yeah, I went through a really rough time with a lot of personal stuff. And from that, all those tragedies and the heartbreak and everything I went through, it really pushed me to become a better person in understanding who I am and my purpose here, and just living in that moment and being true to myself. And even though everything I went through, there was a lot of pain, there was a lot of hurt, I'm grateful for everything, because from it, I've become who I've always envisioned myself to be. And that to me is the biggest thing, and that's priceless. Like, I wouldn't trade that for the world, like nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you start realizing that the journey is not about external things, people loving you, money, whatever.
Yeah.
is that you look for love in, or you look for, if I can just have that, I'll feel secure. If I can just have that, I'll feel loved. If I can just, you kind of stop doing all that and you focus within, and then you start to develop it. Like, you know, I remember in the 70s, my mum used to listen to Louise Hay. I was in my teens in 1970 something. And she'd be sitting there saying, you know, love comes to you, through you, from within you. And I thought, oh, what kind of crap is that? Like, I honestly thought, oh, for God's sake, this is rubbish. What is my mother listening? And I thought, what does that sentence even mean? You know? So 40 years on, I'm listening to Louise Hay, and we know that this year she's just died in August. And it's like, she's the godmother of self-love. She's the godmother that taught this stuff before anybody did. She's the one that hugged the AIDS patients. She's the one that gave them love. She's the one that did all this stuff, and she laid the foundation for everybody else. But go ahead.
And it's funny because it was her book, You Can Heal Your Life, that started everything for me. When I read that book, I was like, wait, I can heal my life? Like, what does that mean? And I read it twice just to have like pure clarity. And that really changed my way of thinking. And I really started like thinking differently. And from that, it led to like The Secret and other well-known books like that, and like studying Neville and other writers, John Kehoe, one of my favorites, Dr. Wayne Dyer, just all these different teachers. I'm like, let me really understand this philosophy of self and what that means. And I remember it was her very first book, and her story to me was so incredible because she didn't have it all figured out in her 20s or her 30s or even like her 40s. You know, everything kind of like, you know, established itself like really late in life. And that gave me some comfort because I'm always the one thinking, oh, I got to achieve this by this time frame, by this time frame. So reading her books and seeing her journey, it was like, okay, there's no pressure. It's all good. Like it's fine. You know, I'm doing well, you know, and it really like takes the load off and allows you to be present, really set your intention for the day and just go forward knowing, you know what, okay, I can do this today. And if you don't get everything done in that day, it's like, okay, tomorrow's another day, because time is really an illusion, you know, and that took such a long time to grasp because I just always thought I have to have this by this time and I have to do this by this. And it's so much pressure, so stressed out. And so, coming across her book just really kind of like, it's like took the world off my back, take the pressure off and just ease into it. And once I started getting that, life just transformed.
Yeah. I relate to that. I think too, like, you know, I just turned 51 a couple of days ago, and it's that thing of, well, you should have that by now, and you should. And I thought, oh, who cares? You're free, you're having fun, you love your work. Yeah. It's that thing. It's like it pecks at your head, and then you think, who am I measuring myself against? No one. This is just self-criticism. This is another form of lack of self-love that needs to go. This needs to go. It's not important.
Other people as well. If you didn't just say your age, I would never have guessed. Like, I was like, wait, what? Okay. So, what can kill your joy more than anything is comparing yourself to others. And like for me, and I did that so much, like I'm not even afraid to say that out loud. I did that so much in my past and my past, you know, in the past, just looking at what other people were doing, what they were accomplishing, how they were moving in their careers and what they were achieving in their personal relationships or their jobs or whatever, and just feeling sort of like, I'm not enough. I'm not doing enough. And that destroys your entire spirit. Yeah. And I didn't, to me, it's not something to compare and say, oh, let me use this as motivation, because you shouldn't never have to compare yourself to anyone to sort of gets a sense of like motivation, because everything is within. So that comparison, that can really, really, really drive you nuts.
Yeah.
So for me, it really was all about learning to step away from that. And I remember a friend of mine said to me, you know, never compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Because the reality is you don't know what someone else has been through, what they are going through, and what they've gone through in their entire lifespan to get to this place. Because we're all on a journey, and I can't speed up your process the same way you can speed up mine. And we all learning differently and at a different rate. And you just have to really learn to appreciate where you are, and you know, more than anything.
Yeah, that's true. And stop the comparison stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comparison will steal your joy every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly does. And then it takes the focus off the bits you have done and the good things you are doing, and you know, because it's that glass half empty or half full thing. It's just the way you're viewing it at that moment. It's not the actual thing itself. It's how you're looking at it, which is, again, interpretation.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that's the thing too, like people, sometimes we look at how much we haven't accomplished, but we don't see how far we've come and how much we have actually accomplished. Because there are moments when I sit in silence and I think back to how much I've accomplished with what I have. Everybody has a story at some point. I'm going to tell mine in full, but in this life, I'm from small island Jamaica, and migrating here and going through some of the things that I've gone through, I should be like, Dee, you've done a lot. You're doing okay. You're actually doing better than okay.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes you just have to stop and just be appreciative. I practice gratitude every day these days when I start my day. Just be grateful for where you are, because just being grateful is going to bring you so much more stuff in your life, in all facets of your life. So like gratitude is such a big thing, and sometimes we go through our day-to-day without stopping and having a moment and saying, what? For this most simplistic things, like having a cup of coffee, or how, this morning I went for a little walk, and, I was grateful. I have legs. I can walk. A lot of people don't have legs. This would be like the simplest things. I have, my eyes work perfectly, and I can see the beautiful, the sun is out, the weather is nice, and just taking the scenery in Brooklyn. Just simplistic things, because a lot of people, we just take these things for granted, and we don't even realize how fortunate we are. But in reality, we're truly blessed. A lot of people are praying for some of the things that we take for granted every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we know, Dee, that the habit, because gratitude is a habit.
Yeah.
So is non-gratitude. That's often another habit that, many people have in the beginning. But the habit of gratitude, as we know, it's not just about, if I'm grateful, then I'll get more stuff. It's in that moment. It makes that moment in your life, it's rich. It's a wonderful space to be in for half an hour, 45 minutes. And then you take that gratitude into your day. It really does change. And that affects your health. It affects your weight. It affects any kind of issues you have with other people. It changes the whole playing field. Being grateful, feeling loved, feeling secure, it does impact everything on the outside.
Like right now I'm reading The Magic, and this is like my second or third time reading the book and doing the practices, and I love it so much because it keeps you so present, and it reminds you of, to be grateful for just the little things, clothes on your back, the food that you eat. And I realize every time I do this magic process, I just have the most incredible experiences. Like, I meet amazing people. I go to the coffee shop and someone is like, oh, let me buy you a cup of coffee. And I'm like, thank you so much. And, just every little thing, you know, you drive to work and as soon as you get there, there's a parking spot just like waiting for you. It'll be just incredible, simplistic things, the people that you meet, experiences that you have. Like I tell people, like gratitude is a habit and you can take 30 days to form that habit. You know, there are going to be times you don't want to do it. You don't feel like doing it, but it's like you go to your job. A lot of you get up every day and don't want to go, but you have to go and things slip.
Yeah.
So, you know, you sort of have to treat it as, you know, it's this important. And, you know, make it a daily practice. Before I get out of bed, I just go over 5 things that I'm grateful for. And as I'm like showering, I'm getting myself ready, I'm constantly in my mind just going over like my gratitude list, or I'll have something playing in the background on YouTube, just, you know, because gratitude is transformational. And if you listen to any of like the greats, like, you know, any movie star, Oprah talks a lot about gratitude.
Yep.
And as we all know, she's one of the wealthiest women in the world, and she always expresses, if you are not grateful for what you have, you can never, ever like achieve more.
Yeah.
I think she's just a phenomenal human being. The way she is just amazing to me. The way she lives life, but she's so big on gratitude, and so. Every time I think about her, that's kind of like the first word that comes to mind, because she gives so much and she never stopped giving, and she's so appreciative of what, you know, you see a lot of people who have a lot of stuff and it's like they just go about their day. She's so appreciative of everything that she has accomplished throughout her entire career and her life. And, you know, it's just amazing. So yeah, I would tell anyone that, you know, gratitude, self-love, those will transform your entire life in ways that you can't imagine.
For sure. And I don't know if you've seen it, Dee, but she's doing that series now called Super Soul Sundays.
Oh, yeah.
So what I'll do is, once we upload this, anything that we've mentioned, the Louise Hay book and different things, I will put the links down, and I'll put the link down for Super Soul Sunday, because she interviews all the greats and they often talk about gratitude and they talk about different things. So we'll put the link down below for people to have a look.
Yeah, that's a great segment too to watch, because you know, so much knowledge from these people and so much insight and so much wisdom, and you know, you leave from watching that feeling, so at least I do, like so filled up, because it's like stuff they don't really teach you in college or wherever, but these are life lessons that can really propel you from here to here. So, I would tell anyone, don't take this stuff lightly. It's really, you know, it's a phenomenal thing, and you don't want to miss out. You know, I always say, I wish I knew this 20 years ago. You know? Yeah. But we are where we are. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm grateful for this journey that I'm on, and it's really special. It's really dear to me. I've really turned a page and really focused on my self-love, my self-confidence, my gratitude. And those things at one point in my life were non-existent, to be honest. So to be here and now, like, they're so important to me. And like, I protect those things like you would a pot of gold, because they are, you know. Yes. Treasures, a life treasure that holds to it that you can't even put into words, really. Yeah.
Dee, would you share what you do what you do on a daily basis in terms of your kind of daily routine?
Oh, so my daily routine, first thing in the morning when I wake up, I just be thankful that I'm here. You know, I've lived to see another day. A lot of people don't. So the first thought is thankful to be alive to see another day. I literally lay in bed and just think about 5 things that I'm grateful for. And as I said before, it could be for the cup of coffee that I'm about to have that I haven't yet have, or man, I slept really great last night. This bed is so comfortable.
Yeah.
It could be something like, oh, my outfit is going to be so cute today. I'm so grateful for that. Like you got to really like appreciate every single thing and make it fun. It could be fun.
Yes. Yeah.
A hot shower. In New York, when the winter comes, it's cold. So to have a hot shower is a blessing. It's a blessing. So I go over like just 5 things that I'm grateful for that either I experienced like the day before or what I'm about to experience, or even just sitting there thinking, man, I'm so glad I'm healthy and I'm in great shape. I feel amazing and life is good. That's like my very first process. I get out of bed. During the course of like getting ready for my day, I set my intentions. What do I mean by that? I may put on something from YouTube playing in the background just to set my entire vibration high. While I'm brushing my teeth, looking in the mirror, I'm going over my self-love affirmations in my head. And that could be, I love myself, I am worthy, I feel amazing, I feel good. Life is good, I'm joyous, I'm happy. Just to replay everything in my head, just to get that motion going. And it sets, and I always say like, this is gonna be the best day ever. And I honestly can't tell you when was the last time I had a bad day. And if something happens bad, it's kind of like, okay, it's no big deal. Like, no one died. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's always one of my favorites. When people, how do you, do this or get rid of self-doubt, or, how do you get from this pain? I said, it's all good. This too shall pass. Just little stuff like that. Depending if I drive to work or not, there's always something playing in the car. Always. It could be a recording that I recorded some affirmations. I just really tune into setting my day. And I go about my day. I have an amazing day. The night portion of it, like I always leave a 30-minute gap or hour before I go to bed, just to, if I don't do meditation, it's just for me to like bask in how great my day was. Like, things, visualize things I want to do, how I want to be, and just have a presence of, man, I'm so grateful for that. Like, I'm so grateful that I'm traveling the world and doing all these amazing things. Like, I'm so grateful that now I get to like do the work that I really want to do. And I just love it. I really love it. I love meeting people. I like having conversations. I'm so grateful for this wonderful relationship I have, and I'm creating my own family, my own beautiful memories. Just a moment that, because when you go to bed in that state, it's just, it propels you forward, and your consciousness is awakened in that sense. And when you go to sleep, your subconscious you go to sleep in that state, so you feel even better. So try not to go to bed like upset about anything that happened during my day. Like I'll advise it. If, let's say if I get a ticket, which I shouldn't use that example because I don't want to put that out there, but
you got 17 seconds.
Yeah. So if I get like a ticket, like I don't let it ruin my day. And I think that's the thing I'm most proud of. I don't let situations ruin my day. Like before, I would dwell on things for far too long. And it just eats you up, and then you keep going, and then I have to call Tom and Nick and Mary because I have to express my frustration and do all this stuff. And now it's just kind of like my go-to is, okay, no one died. It's fine. Tomorrow, like in a few hours, this is not going to matter. It's not going to matter tomorrow, next week, next month. So that's the thing I'm most proud of, that I have so much control over my emotions that I just don't let these things like drive me up the wall. It's kind of like it happened. If it's a bad thing, it's happened, it's over, it's done with. If it's a great thing, I just kind of like bask in that for a little bit, you know, really try to feel the energy of, wow, that was an incredible thing. I had a friend yesterday got an amazing job offer, and I was so excited. I was so happy for her because I know she's been through a lot and she really deserved this. And she actually got the offer that I was visualizing actually for myself, to be honest, in terms of like the figure. And I was just like, this is just so great. And this morning I went out to have breakfast at a little cafe, and the lady says, "Oh my God, you're always smiling, but you're like extremely bubbly today." And I said, "I just feel so good because my friend got this amazing job, and you know, it pays extremely well, and I'm just so happy." Like, wait, did you say your friend? And I said, yeah. And she goes, "It's not even for you." And I said, "It doesn't even matter."
Yeah.
I'm just really, really happy for her because it's purpose and it's a great thing. And I should celebrate. You have to learn to celebrate other people's wins.
Definitely.
So, yeah, celebrate other people's wins. It's not just about you, you know. Celebrate other people's win and really feel joy. And I'm really, really happy for her. I'm excited for her.
Yeah, beautiful. And there's always that birds before land, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah.
If it's coming in front of you.
I know, like, it's right there. It's already happened. It's just a matter of alignment. So it's just, yeah. I'm just really happy for her. She deserved it.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So good too, like you say, when you actually can see in yourself that you are genuinely happy for someone rather than, ow, I felt the jealousy kick in, which, you know, that has times. Yeah, it does, especially prior to doing all the gratitude. It does kick you because it's like, I've got this in my head. There's a limited supply. Someone just got my thing. It's not that at all. But when you can see that you've got the absence of jealousy, that's such a good moment too.
Yeah. And I felt so good because maybe if this was 2 years ago, I would have felt some sting of jealousy. Like, oh, you know, that should have been me or whatever. So I was really happy to kind of see my growth and understanding that I know that things are unlimited. You know, it's not just this person can get one bite of the apple. There's enough for everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really happy for her. She really deserved it. I'm ecstatic. I think it's going to do wonders for her life, and I couldn't be more happy. Yeah.
Wonderful. That's so lovely to hear that. It's so good because it is easy to feel jealous. It is. Yeah. It really is. You know, we are human. We're human and we do have those emotions. So yeah, when it happens naturally that it didn't happen, the jealousy, then that's a good day.
And too, I think like jealousy comes from not being secure within yourself.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I'm a jealous person by nature. I think some people are.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm a jealous person by nature, but I've had moments and periods and stretches of jealousy because I was insecure.
Yeah.
Myself and what I wasn't doing and what I wasn't accomplishing. And, you know, when you, like I said, if you really can look yourself in the mirror and check yourself on all levels. And once I got to that point, I realized, you know, it's not even about this person or what they're doing or what they're not doing or whatever. It's my own insecurity. And you have to really check that. And when I say check that, you have to go back to knowing how to love yourself, knowing how to confidence, knowing how to have fun without needing anybody to do or be or anything. You have to create like this own joy within yourself. So it took a lot of work for me to be here. It definitely wasn't an overnight thing. But I'm really happy with where I am and who I am. And I don't know, if I could just like somehow like give to everyone just a little bit of piece of like what I've gone through. Because in the end, there's a great saying, I don't know who quoted this, but they say, if it's not okay, it's not the end. So that lets you know, like in the end, it's all gonna be okay, you know? And for me, that's really, really big, because sometimes we look at things that when we're in a struggle, we feel like everything is so final. Like,
yeah.
you know, this is never going to change. My financial situation is never going to change. My relationship is never going to change. I'm going to be ill forever. I was listening to Hicks the other day, one of her recording, and this guy was talking about how he was HIV positive from childhood, because he had a blood transfusion and that's how he got it. And he was talking about how his last checkup, he went to the doctor and everything came back negative. And he was like, I don't understand, because, you know, and she was explaining to him, like, you know, how he's been feeling lately. And he was just like, he's been celebrating life. He's been feeling good. But being HIV positive for so many years, and then to go in and get this checkup, and they ran the test several times. There was no treatment, there was no cure. It was like a miracle. And she said to him, like, you know, vibration precedes manifestation. And when she said that, it really like clicked for me, because I'm like, wow, that's an amazing, amazing story. And so now he was talking about how excited he was, and how now his only purpose in life is to be happy and be excited, because he don't want to recreate, you know, this virus back in his body, because it disappeared like over years. And I thought that was an amazing story.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people don't understand, like your self-love, gratitude, your joy, all of that is what's really, 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 really gonna get you everything that you want in this life.
Hallelujah. This is where we sing that song. Yeah, it's so, and the thing is, we've heard for decades, oh, if you've got AIDS, you're screwed. You can't get rid of that. So the collective consciousness has put that on and believed it, and it's not true. This is an example that that's not true.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find that recording and send it to you, because you know, because something like people think this magnitude, something so major, like how could this be? But
yeah.
I say to people, I have a friend, she always be like, oh my God, you need to be realistic. And I said, I am realistic. This is why I believe in miracles.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, people don't understand, you're creating your own reality, you know. Miracles happen every single day, and you have to believe that. Not what you see, you have to believe it. So you can not see it to believe it.
Yeah.
And
the thing is, people come from, you know, whether you come from India and you believe in gurus, or whether you're Christian and you believe in Jesus, or whether you're Muslim and you believe in Allah, there's always stories in all three cases of people that have risen up and healed themselves of the most incurable, terminal, often gets used, diseases and situations. So it's the thing that if you really believe in that, as Neville says, that you are God, then why would God create the ability to create a disease and not have the ability to dismantle it? It's the same. It's just two sides of a coin. The health and the health versus the illness. They go together, the two halves of a nut. And I experienced that when I healed myself of the tumor, that didn't matter what the doctor said. He's not the one that cured me. He's not the one that says what I'm doing on the inside. I am. So once you realize that, you can discount what they say. Thanks for the diagnosis. Now, see you later. I'm not coming back here. I'm not saying that's what people should do, but that's what I did, you know, because I thought, this is just, what? No. Because my mom had made me listen to Louise for 10 years. I already knew. Yeah. So you just go, no way. I'm rejecting that. That doesn't, no.
And people don't, there's a book by, I think Donald Neal, if I'm not mistaken, The Complete Conversations with God. Great audiobook. When people really understand that phrase is you are God's, then you understand your power. Like nothing is outside of you. everything is here. And people like to quote the Bible or the Quran or whatever it is that they read. And I said, you know, you have to really read with some form of understanding and not just take what society translates for you, because every man translates for himself.
Yeah.
And the common denominator is belief. And this is what I say, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, when you understand what true faith is, you know, understand like your power and that you are creating your life, you are, you know, building your life. You are mad at life is not happening to you. Things are not just happening for a reason. Everything you're creating, and this is your life. And you know, if you want a different experience, I tell people, think a different thought. Speak differently.
Yeah.
And you know, like I said, nothing is overnight. It takes a bit of a practice. It takes a lot. For me, it was hard work.
Yeah, because you got to disengage from a lot of conversations too.
I had to disassociate myself from social media. Disassociate myself from certain people. All that negative energy, that negative talk. And I just had to take some time to really sort of look within and really do some inner work. And even what's this guy's name? I can't remember his name. This pastor guy from
Michael Beckwith.
No, Joel Osteen.
Who?
Joel Osteen.
No, I don't know him.
Oh, so he has a book. I'll send you some information on him. But
we'll put it in the link down below as well.
Yeah, I read 2 of his books, and even though he's more a religious guy, but it follows the same practice, really. And his mom has an incredible story. 40 years ago, the doctor diagnosed her with, I think it was some form of cancer, and gave her 6 weeks to live. 6 weeks. And she's like, no, I'm not gonna claim that.
Yeah.
Literally, it's like, no, this is absolutely not. So what she would do is, a part of her recovery was, or healing herself, was put in pictures of herself around the house where she was the most happiest. So every day she would see herself in you know, in that type of state, you know, and she would affirm every day, you know, I'm healthy, I'm well. 4 years later, the woman is still alive and well, like, you know, from 6 weeks to 40 years.
Yeah.
I tell people, like, be very careful of your thoughts and what you're saying and how you're feeling, because at the end of the day, like, don't take that statement lightly. You are gods.
Yes.
You're creators. You were created in his image. Like, there's always 2 sides to the coin. Like you said, you can't have disease without a cure. You know, every action, there's a reaction. So choose wisely. Like, that's my thing. Just choose wisely.
Yeah, for sure. I remember a friend of mine told me that she sat on the plane right at the time when her sister was dying, and she was flying to deal with that. Yeah. And the guy didn't know what she was going through. And he just started talking to my friend, uninvited. Yeah. And she's kind of thinking, oh God, I'm really not in the mood with this going on with my sister. Anyway, he started talking about his mum, and he said that when he was a child with his brother and they were little, his mother, the father had left her with the 2 kids. And what happened was, he actually didn't know what was going on, but his mother used to leave the house in the middle of the night while they were tucked in bed, and she would go and clean hotels, houses, and that was the work that she was doing at night, so that she could be at home during the day to be there for the kids when they got back from school, to take them to school and do all that. And she didn't speak English very well. Yeah. Anyway, she went to the doctor because she wasn't feeling great, and the doctor calls her in after they've taken the x-rays, and she goes in, and the doctor says, look, I've got really bad news. You've actually got cancer. And she stood up and in her bad English said, no, that's not my x-ray. And she walked out. Yeah. And he was telling my friend this story sitting in the plane. And he said that his mum died in like her 80s. And this diagnosis was in her late 30s. Yeah. So she just completely refused to accept that. And that's the thing. You can make a decision.
Yeah.
No, I'm not having that. That doesn't belong to me. That's somebody else's x-ray. And he said he's told that story to so many people, and it's helped so many people that have been in really bad situations health-wise.
Yeah.
But I thought, what a smart woman, not educated, not in her country, left by her husband, and probably full of resentment because she's left with this, which of course doesn't help when you've got an illness. Resentment, as we know, contributes to cancer if you listen to Louise Hay.
Yeah.
So it all makes sense. But the fact that she just went, you know what, no, not doing this, and lived years and years, like at least like 50 years or something past the use by date, so to speak. So it was such a great story for my friend to hear at that time, because she was going through this stuff. And she said to me, it was the most unbelievable moment, because it was like, one, I didn't feel like talking. Two, I didn't even feel like listening, but he didn't care. He just kept telling me. So it's just one of those moments where you go, wow. And she's told so many people that story. So it's like it just keeps getting pay it forward, pay it forward, pay it forward. But it is a decision.
Yeah.
That's what starts off the reversal of anything. It's a decision.
You can attract stuff and you can reject stuff. That's how I look at it. It's based on your thought patterns. Who do you want? But you know, we're in a society where we're trained to face reality and really conform to what everyone else is doing or saying. And I got to the point, I just got fed up. I was just like, no, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be over here. I'm gonna go over here.
Yeah.
Because now I understand like what that means, and I follow inspirational people that have built an incredible, remarkable life for themselves, practicing this philosophy. And I'm just like, okay.
Yep.
I thought the ball was out of my court, but it's really still in my court. It's always been in my court, and I'm just going to serve up the best life that serve. And you have to want to. You really
have to want to. Yeah,
you have to want to. You can't sort of be like, maybe I don't know. If I feel like it, you really kind of have to want. Want the best for yourself. You want to be happy. Want to feel loved. All of that. You have to want it to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And that reminds me of when I was working in my last position where I really felt trapped. Like the feeling was so overwhelming.
Yeah.
And it carried on for 3 years. But in that time, the intense feeling of being trapped created the immense desire for freedom.
Yeah.
And that is why I have the life I have today, because I said, and I've got my old Dell laptop, which I bought 18 years ago. I just got the MacBook Pro, like as we were just talking about that. I literally got the MacBook Pro within the last 6 weeks. I had my original laptop from 18 years ago, and on that laptop I had this tiny little post-it note, and I wrote 3 words, I am free. And I wrote that, and I looked at that every time I flipped open the lid. There was that post-it note. And I've still got that post-it note because it reminds me to break free is 3 words and making a decision to turn towards it. And that is why today, and as you know, I started traveling and working, and I basically live in Airbnbs, and I don't even have a base. I love it. I just love being free. I love staying in different places. I don't care about my stuff being in storage. My freedom is way more important than a pile of stuff. I ended up selling most of it on eBay, and I thought, I'm setting myself free, and I will do this. If it is the last thing I do, I will not live trapped anymore. And it was intense, and that is what created the freedom. So and you know my story. It's involved with seeing my specific person in London, seeing my family in France, and seeing my where I live, my people, my friends in Sydney. So why can't you live in 3 places? You can.
That's my life. That's absolutely how I want to live my life. I want to be free. And you know, even Will Smith talks about when you make a decision.
Yeah.
When you make a firm, he's like, don't make a plan B. There's no need for a plan B.
Yep.
This is your decision. What is it that you want to do? And you stick to that. And then
yep.
will find different ways and people to make that happen as long
yep.
as the vision is clear. So yeah, I'm going to be joining you shortly. Yeah, we could definitely,
I know you will be.
Hop around and do some stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I am free. Honestly,
Yeah.
I said that hundreds of times a day when I was feeling this intense feeling of suffocation because I was working in these big shopping centers all around Sydney, and I was lifting furniture, and I was getting older, and I thought, this is just so bad for my body. This is physical abuse. It's mental abuse. It's emotional abuse. I have to get out of here. And then, of course, I started creating injuries because I wasn't able to make the jump quick enough. So I had a year off, and that's when YouTube started. So it's just one of those things that looks like a really bad left-hand turn, but it ended up being the beginning of what I really, really, really love to do, because I used to spend hours and hours and hours listening to YouTubes, looking at Neville, listening to podcasts, always listening to this stuff because it was my favorite subject in the whole world: how to improve your life, how to feel better, how to manifest.
Yeah.
So
you were in those too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was 48.
Wow.
So I was really like, shit, what am I going to do with my life? I'm 48. You can't just change what you're doing. It's like, well, yes, you can.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's inspiring.
Yeah. But it was that thing of, okay, I've got a relationship in London that I'd like to continue with. I've got my family in France who are getting older, and people are starting to get sick and die. And then I've got my life in Sydney, and I was thinking, well, how am I going to imagine this being possible? So because there was kind of 3 or 4 things dovetailing, and then of course the money to fund it, it was like, okay, how am I going to fund this? How am I going to do this? But the thing was, at the base of it was, how am I going to believe this?
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing that overrode everything. So once I kept visualizing living the end result, and what I'd do is I would see this triangle and see myself flying around to the places and feeling that little post-it note, I am free. That opened the door. But it's like what you were saying about Will Smith, because I've seen that clip where he talks about that. There is no plan B. You got to shut the back door.
Yeah.
You have to shut that back door. I just said, I am doing this. I do not care if I have to live in my car. And that's what I said to my friend. I was just beyond and above over it.
Yeah.
You
have to. And I think that's actually where I'm at right now, that I'm ready for the next jump. I'm ready for the next step. And you know, I think it's actually the best place I've been in my entire life. So it feels, there's just no words to describe how I feel these days. I just feel pretty incredible, pretty amazing. I feel loved. I feel so excited about life, and I haven't really felt that way in quite some time, you know, because now I can see my future clearly. I can see how my life is going to unfold. And you know, I'm waiting for, and I know there'll be like unexpected ways that things is gonna unfold that I could not even imagine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good place to be. I tell people, like, the best thing is that you have to, it's never about anybody else. It's just about you.
Yeah.
You have to upgrade your life in the sense that upgrade your self-love, upgrade your self-confidence.
Yeah.
Just build yourself up. And that's a daily job every day, each day. No matter what is it that you do, find something that you enjoy. I write a lot.
Yeah.
I like to go work out.
Music
is like, I love music. The other day my car got towed. I thought it was stolen. I didn't even care. I was just like, I came out, and my car wasn't there, and I said, oh God, somebody stole my car. And I was like, okay, it's fine. And I had my friend on the phone, and she says, what do you mean it's fine? Like, you don't know where your car is. I said, well, honestly, the only thing I'm worried about is my iPod, because I have so much music.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I don't get that iPod back, I'm really gonna not be so happy. And she says, you have a brand new like SUV. Like, I think you have this backwards. And I said, no, it's fine. And I called the police station. And at first they couldn't figure out where it was or whatever. And the cop said to me, you know, you're really calm for someone who really just don't know if their car was stolen. And I said, well, it is what it is. All is well. If they stole it, I hope they didn't crash and die, but it's all good.
Yeah.
And he was just like, okay. You're like too calm about this. And then the next day, I had to call my insurance, and they found out that it was towed somewhere, and I went and got it. And I was just happy to see my iPod. I was like, oh, yeah. Let me back up all my music and save my music. Yeah. I have tons of music from all different genres, and it's just
that's priceless, isn't it?
I don't like car, so car is fine, but I didn't. The universe knows, like, I have like so many like cars coming in, so it's okay.
Yeah,
it's fine. Yeah,
exactly. That's what insurance is for, so you can let go of it.
Yeah, I'll call my insurance and they'll figure it out. I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Fun.
Yeah. Oh, so good to talk to you.
I know, the pleasure's all mine.
I love these conversations. This is the real joy, is that communication of like minds on just the subject of self-love and making a good life and having a rich life in every area. That, to me, it doesn't get better than that. And hearing how people do it, and just how because you're basically going from having a very lazy mind, meaning you let it roam around, to having like a black belt in focus and in the positive, habitual, repetitive thoughts. That's what you're learning to do. And once you start that, then you start seeing external manifestations. Because I hear a lot of people say, oh, you know, I do the affirmations, or I do this. I don't really know if law of attraction works. It's like, well, of course you don't, because you don't actually have an experience of, I did this, then that happened. But once you see, and that's how you get your confidence, is by seeing a little tiny thing manifest, and then a little bit bigger, and then you see evidence of other things. Yeah. That is what you need to actually believe in the law of attraction for you, not just it being words that other people say and, oh yeah, that works, and that it's got to be your experience. And
I have two, I remember one of my very first like physical manifestations. I was in a Dunkin' Donuts, and this lady walked in with this really cute water bottle. The brand is Swell, and I thought, oh, that's really cute. That's, you know, that's like something I would have, because I like really cute stuff. But I've never heard of the brand before, and so I said, okay, that's cute. And so I went to work, and my boss at the time had a magazine, and I was flipping through the magazine, and I saw the water bottle, the magazine, and I said, oh, Swell. I said, oh, I just saw the lady with it. And so then I looked, and I think it was like for like $40 or something. And I said, I'm not going to buy a bottle for $40. This is nuts.
Yeah.
It was so cute. I ripped it out. I asked my boss if she done with the magazine. She said, yeah, you can have it. So I said, okay. I ripped out the page, took it out, came home, and I put it on my vision board. And I said, okay, I don't know how I'm going to get this water bottle, but I'm not going to pay $40 for a water bottle. But I'm going to. So thank you, universe. Thanks a lot. And that's it. And I let it go. This was like a Wednesday. The Saturday, a friend and I, we went to the Guggenheim Museum. And after like seeing all the art pieces and stuff like that, we went into the gift store. And there goes the setup of the water bottles. And she's looking at all these water bottles, and she's like, oh my God, these are so cute. Like, I never heard of this brand. And I said, yeah, me either. I just saw this the other day, actually, in a magazine. I've never heard of them before. And she's like, wow, they're kind of expensive. And I said, yeah. And she picks up two and she's like, okay, I'm going to she's like, oh, I really want one. She's like, how about you? And I said, yeah, I'm not going to get one right now. Maybe later because they're a little pricey or whatever. And she's like, no, pick one. Which one do you want? And I picked up the one that's like a wooden type of design. I still have it. And I said, well, I'll probably get this one. This is cute. And she's like, okay, give it to me. And I was like, what are you doing? And she says, well, I'm going to get it for you. I'm getting these two. And I go, really?
Wow.
And she's like, yeah, it's no problem. It's fine. Consider it like an early birthday gift or something like that. And it hit me like, I just saw this. And I said, I wanted it. And I wasn't going to pay for it. And just like, wow.
Yeah.
And that was like around the time like I had found your channel, and I was like, okay, so this is kind of weird, but and so I got the water bottle, and it's amazing, and I love it. And then I remember, like a month later, I was like, okay, you know what? Because you still kind of doubt.
Yes.
And you're like, whatever. She could have. The water bottle, it's whatever. Like, it's not that, you know, I didn't really manifest that. That's what I was telling myself.
Yeah.
And then a month later, I walked out and I was going to the store and I said, okay, so I want to see a red balloon and a blue balloon. Because I'm like, that's pretty random. I would have to like, and I was like, I'm not going to go to like a fair or something where there's sure to be balloons or anything.
Yeah.
I'm out in the street regular and whatever. I kid you not, I walked to the store, I got some cleaning supplies. I'm coming out the door and they seem to be twins. I'm not sure. There's a girl and a boy. And I wasn't even paying attention to them. They were pointing up like, oh no. And their dad, a Jewish guy, was like, you know, what happened? And they're like, oh, it's gone. And I looked up and there was a red balloon and a blue balloon up in the sky that they had. And I just thought, look, I'm having like goosebumps.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, you got me.
Yeah.
And from that moment, I said, okay, now I'm going to start paying attention, like really close attention, because this really got me thinking. And so I started like practicing more. I started like doing more research. I started listening more. I started scripting more.
Yeah.
Since then, I've manifested so many like little amazing things, and I know that the only reason like the bigger things hasn't like came into physical fruition is because I know my belief system needs to go up. It's not that the desire is too big or anything like that or whatever. It's my belief system, like it has to align, and when it does, and there's no resistance in your body, no angst or whatever, then all things.
Yeah.
I just, that was like really one of the first manifestation things for me, and I was like, that's pretty cool. That was pretty.
Yeah, because I mean, when you think about it, with the amount of colors in the spectrum, it could have been a green balloon and a white balloon, a yellow one and a purple one, but no, it's the two colors. That's what I love, is that intense, exact detail that you go, like it kind of takes your breath away.
Yeah, I was just like, wow. And I thought, okay. And there's so many other like little stories. I think, I don't know which YouTuber talks about it, but like just finding money in the street, like just.
Yep.
And I remember I said, okay, I'm going to like find money or see money blowing in the street.
Yeah.
And I was driving and there was a vehicle 2 cars ahead of me. And I think he was I thought he was throwing away trash, but he stuck his hand through the window and just let stuff go. And when I looked as I'm driving, because the car in me kind of like slammed on his brakes, because I think he couldn't believe it either. But it was money that he had let go. Like there were like $1 bill, 5, 20. But I think I don't know if he meant to do it. And I thought that is so weird. And I pulled over, because by the time I pulled over, because I wanted to get the money, but the guy behind me had got it. And it was just like the most insane thing.
Wow.
So, stuff like that. You can test it. Like something so random.
Yes.
And say, you know, this is what I want to see. And not even really like thinking about it, just kind of let it go. And it'll somehow like just show up in your experience one way. the thing about it is it's not your job to figure out how.
Yep.
It's to just allow it to present itself in whichever form it's going to present itself. And I think that's the cool part about it, because you get excited, you get caught off guard when these things happen, you know?
Yeah, that's true. It's some beautiful, I always say it gives me chicken skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a chicken skin moment. After a chicken, after it's been plucked, it's got those little lumpy bits.
I remember my mom plucked chicken. I know.
Yeah, my partner's half Jamaican and half Native American Indian, so he tells me those stories too.
Yeah, so he knows. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good chicken stories from Jamaica.
Oh yeah, I could tell you so much stuff. Oh my God. We had chicken that only had one eye, and it would always. I was a kid, so whenever it ran at me, it would kind of go sideways, and it was kind of freakish. So I was so scared. Like, this chicken is really freakish, and yeah, it was. We had a lot of like chickens and pigeons and stuff like that.
Yeah. Good memories. Good memories. Well, Dee, I think it's a wrap.
It's a wrap, people.
That's lovely. It's been so good spending an hour with you. It's been such a lovely, rich conversation, and I just thoroughly enjoy you. I love seeing the peace in you, the self-love in you. It's just such a joy. And I want to say, because this is important, this is the next chapter for Dee. She's actually going to be starting her own YouTube channel, which I will announce and let you all know when she has actually hatched her first YouTube. Speaking of chickens.
It'll be my first little chicken.
Yeah, it'll be your first little hatchling. It will come into the world, and it will be, I'm not going to say too much, but it will be in line with what we discuss and what we talk about. And Dee, do you want to say anything about it before we go?
The main thing I just want to say about it, as it's still in the works, is just that, just remember that you have the ability to create your own tomorrow. You have all the power that you could, whatever it is that you're looking for, look inside. And, I'm really, really big on self-love, only because I came from a place at one point where I wasn't loving myself, and I had to learn how to. I had to learn how to give myself the love that I was seeking from others. And I just want to encourage people to just look within yourself, be gentle with yourself, learn how to love yourself, write yourself a love letter, write yourself love notes, and take care of your mind, take care of your body, take care of your spirit. At the end of the day, you are the only person you must live with. Like, you must live with you. So you have to be well in mind, body, spirit, and heart. So show yourself some love. If you don't do anything else, show yourself some love. Start your day with gratitude. Gratitude and appreciation. And people don't want to hear this, but it's the only way. The only way.
Yeah.
You're going to get everything that your heart desires. It doesn't matter if it's a new home, if it's an improved bodily condition. It doesn't matter if it's a partner, if it's a new job. It doesn't matter if it's money. It doesn't matter what it is. The only way you're going to get everything that you want in this life experience. Appreciate who you are. Send out gratitude. Those are the only way to really put yourself at a high vibration. So, upgrade your life, and everything around you will go with it.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
And Dee, are you writing a book that's actually going to come out for the public to read, or are you just writing for yourself right now?
I'm writing my book. It's actually a project I started a couple years ago, and because of not enough belief and confidence in myself, I kind of put it to the side, and
Yeah.
every turn I take keeps leading me back to that. So I'm writing my book. It's going to be published in 2018.
Beautiful.
And I'm excited about it. I think there's some real gems that I just want to share with people. I want to create a platform just to be open and honest, share my experience with people. And, you know, I found so many people from Agnes to Abraham Hicks to all the books that I read so much. And it's helped me to get to this point of my life that I feel like my purpose is just to sort of, you know, when you get to a certain level in life, and I'm not even nowhere close to where I want to be, you got to like throw down the ladder and kind of help people pull up with you, because there's no fun if it's just you at the top.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, so I just want people to like come and journey with me, and you know, let's just all take this thing to a whole nother level. Abraham Hicks always say, one powerful mind aligned, that's in alignment, is more powerful than a million that's not. So
yeah,
just if we can all get there collectively, we could do some amazing things in this world. And you know, you and I talk a lot about I'm excited for the workshops that are going to come. Like, I have this incredible vision, just tour dates and doing workshops and doing amazing stuff. And I'm excited. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it clear as day. So.
Brilliant. I'm so busy looking at today. I haven't even looked at 2018. I'm stuck in my, I'm pedaling, trying to keep up with right now. But hey, you keep the vision going. I'm happy for that.
Yeah, totally.
Beautiful, Dee. Okay, well, I'm going to sign us off, but hang on here and we'll have a chat behind the scenes. Cool. Thank you so much for hopping on. Love talking to you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I love all the little chicken stories and things that get chucked in. Those are the bits I love the most.
That's great. We'll share more in the future.
We will. All right, Dee, lots of love.
Lots of love to you.
Ciao. Okay, let me just